The Arctic Ocean, a realm of icy wilderness, holds within its embrace a sea of profound mystery and allure, the Laptev Sea. Located off the northern Siberian coast, this remote expanse of water remains largely unexplored, its secrets hidden beneath a perpetual cloak of ice and snow. Yet despite its harsh and unforgiving nature, the Laptev Sea teems with life, a testament to the resilience of nature in the face of extreme conditions. The Laptev Sea, named after Russian explorers Dmitry Laptev and Karaton Laptev, stands as a sentinel at the edge of the known world. Its frozen shores have witnessed the ebb and flow of time, its icy depths holding untold stories of the past. This frozen frontier, with its stark beauty and raw power, beckons explorers and scientists alike, eager to unravel its mysteries and understand its vital role in the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystem. The Laptev Sea serves as a gateway to the high Arctic, a region experiencing the most dramatic effects of climate change. Its icy waters are a vital habitat for marine life, including polar bears, walruses, and several species of seals. These creatures have adapted to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth, their lives intricately linked to the delicate balance of the Arctic ecosystem. The sea ice that blankets the Laptev Sea for much of the year provides a platform for life, supporting a complex food web that extends from microscopic algae to apex predators like the polar bear. However, this delicate balance is under threat as climate change warms the Arctic at an alarming rate. The shrinking ice cover and rising temperatures pose significant challenges to the survival of many species, threatening the very fabric of this unique ecosystem. The Laptev Sea's importance as a bellwether of climate change cannot be overstated. Changes observed here, from the rate of ice melt to the distribution of marine species, provide valuable insights into the wider impacts of a warming planet. By studying this remote and fragile ecosystem, scientists hope to gain a better understanding of the challenges facing the Arctic and the implications for the planet as a whole. Despite its remoteness, the Laptev Sea is revealing its secrets to intrepid explorers and scientists. Research expeditions brave harsh conditions to study its unique ecosystem and monitor climate change. International collaboration is crucial for expanding our knowledge of this remote region. The Laptev Sea holds secrets to the past, with sediments and ice cores providing valuable climate history. This knowledge is essential for making informed decisions about climate change. The Laptev Sea, a realm of icy grandeur, carves its domain amidst the Arctic Ocean. Its boundaries encompass approximately 275,000 square miles. To the west, the Taimyr Peninsula marks its boundary with the Kara Sea. To the east, the New Siberian Islands separate it from the East Siberian Sea. These islands bear witness to the relentless forces of nature. Their rugged coastlines stand as stark sentinels. The northern boundary merges with the deep Arctic basin. Here, the sea ice extends towards the North Pole. Despite its harshness, this icy wilderness supports a surprisingly diverse ecosystem. Beneath the frozen surface of the Laptev Sea lies a hidden world, its depths only partially explored and understood. The seabed, a tapestry of sediment, rock and ice, plunges to depths of over 9,800 feet. Much of the seabed remains uncharted, its contours hidden beneath the perpetual ice cover. The Laptev Sea's depths harbor unique ecosystems, home to creatures adapted to extreme conditions. These deep-sea communities may hold clues to the origins of life on Earth. Exploring these depths requires specialized equipment and expertise. Scientists use advanced technologies to unlock the secrets of the Laptev Sea's depths. The Lena River, one of the longest rivers in the world, exerts a powerful influence on the Laptev Sea, shaping the region's geography and ecosystem. Originating in the mountains south of Siberia, the Lena flows northward for over 2,500 miles, forming a vast delta in the Arctic. This delta is a vital breeding ground for Arctic wildlife, including migratory birds, fish, and marine mammals. The Lena's freshwater discharge creates a unique environment within the Laptev Sea, influencing its salinity and ice formation. The river's flow carries organic matter, supporting a complex food web. This interplay creates a dynamic ecosystem, supporting abundant life. However, climate change is altering the Lena's flow regime. Thawing permafrost releases more water, increasing discharge into the Laptev Sea. This impacts the sea's salinity and circulation, affecting marine species. Understanding these changes is crucial for predicting the future of the Laptev Sea's ecosystem. Scattered across the Laptev Sea like icy jewels are numerous islands, each a testament to the relentless forces of nature. These islands provide vital habitat for Arctic wildlife, including polar bears, walruses, and seabirds. They also serve as important breeding grounds. The New Siberian Islands are among the most remote. These islands hold clues to the region's geological history. Scientists study the island's permafrost, glaciers, and wildlife. Their findings inform conservation efforts and climate predictions. The islands stand as sentinels, witnessing ongoing changes. The frigid waters of the Laptev Sea are teeming with life. Among the most iconic inhabitants are walruses and polar bears. These creatures captivate our imaginations and symbolize the Arctic's fragile beauty. Walruses, with their tusks, are common on the ice floes. These social animals congregate in large herds. They unearth shellfish using their tusks. Polar bears roam the ice floes in search of seals. Their keen sense of smell detects seal-breathing holes. They wait near these holes to ambush prey. Their sharp claws provide excellent traction on ice. Beneath the surface of the Laptev Sea, a hidden world of marine life thrives in the cold, dark depths. Among the most fascinating inhabitants are the seals, perfectly adapted for life in this challenging environment. Several species of seals, including ringed seals, bearded seals, and harp seals, inhabit the Laptev Sea, each with unique adaptations that allow them to survive and thrive. Ringed seals, the smallest and most abundant Arctic seal species, rely on their remarkable diving abilities to hunt for fish and crustaceans in the depths of the Laptev Sea. Their bodies, streamlined for efficient movement through the water, allow them to dive to depths of over 300 feet and remain submerged for up to 45 minutes. Their thick blubber layer provides insulation against the frigid water temperatures. Bearded seals, named for their prominent whiskers, are larger than ringed seals and inhabit deeper waters. Their whiskers, highly sensitive to touch, help them locate clams, crabs, and other bottom-dwelling prey in the murky depths. Their powerful flippers allow them to navigate through the water with agility, while their thick blubber layer provides insulation against the cold. The icy waters of the Laptev Sea may seem inhospitable to fish, but a surprising diversity of species has adapted to survive and thrive in this challenging environment. Arctic cod, a small but abundant fish species, plays a crucial role in the Laptev Sea's food web. These fish, able to withstand temperatures just above the freezing point of seawater, are a vital food source for seals, seabirds, and even larger fish. Arctic cod have evolved a unique adaptation to survive in the frigid waters of the Laptev Sea. They produce a natural antifreeze compound in their blood, preventing ice crystals from forming and allowing them to remain active even in sub-zero temperatures. Their slow metabolism and extended lifespan, with some individuals living for over 20 years, are further adaptations to the extreme conditions of their environment. Other fish species found in the Laptev Sea include saffron cod, polar cod, and various species of sculpins. These fish have also developed unique adaptations to survive in the cold, dark depths, including antifreeze proteins in their blood, slow metabolisms, and specialized body shapes that allow them to navigate through the water with minimal energy expenditure. The Laptev Sea's icy expanse and surrounding islands provide crucial breeding grounds for a remarkable array of seabirds drawn to the region's abundance of food and relative isolation from predators. During the brief Arctic summer, when the sun barely sets and the ice recedes, these feathered nomads arrive in their thousands, their calls filling the air with a cacophony of sound. Ivory gulls, their pristine white plumage a stark contrast to the dark waters, are among the most striking seabirds inhabiting the Laptev Sea. These opportunistic feeders follow polar bears, scavenging on the remains of their kills and snatching fish from the water's surface. Their ability to survive in the harshest conditions makes them true nomads of the Arctic. Black guillemots, with their distinctive black and white plumage, nest in rocky crevices along the Laptev Sea's coastline. These agile birds dive from the surface to catch fish and crustaceans, their short wings propelling them through the water with surprising speed. Their presence adds to the vibrant tapestry of life that unfolds during the brief Arctic summer. The Laptev Sea, an expanse of icy blue within the Arctic Circle, exists in a state of perpetual winter. Its waters, chilled by polar winds, rarely rise above freezing. This frigid environment shapes the destiny of creatures above and below the ice. For much of the year, the Laptev Sea remains locked in a frozen embrace. This icy expanse supports a unique ecosystem that thrives in extreme cold. The ice that encases the Laptev Sea is not a static, monolithic entity, but a dynamic, ever-changing force. Driven by winds and currents, the ice pack shifts and groans, its movements creating a symphony of sounds that reverberate across the frozen landscape. Pressure ridges, formed when ice flows collide, rise up like frozen walls, testaments to the immense power of nature. These dynamic ice conditions play a crucial role in shaping the Laptev Sea's ecosystem. The formation and melting of ice influence the salinity and circulation of the water, affecting the distribution of nutrients and the abundance of marine life. The ice edge, where open water meets the frozen pack, is a particularly productive zone, attracting a variety of marine mammals and seabirds that rely on this transitional habitat for food and breeding. However, the Laptev Sea's ice is under threat. As global temperatures rise, the Arctic is warming at an alarming rate, causing the ice to melt earlier in the spring and freeze later in the autumn. This shrinking ice cover has profound implications for the region's wildlife, particularly iconic species like the polar bear, which rely on the ice for hunting, breeding, and raising their young. Despite its extreme latitude, the Laptev Sea experiences a dramatic cycle of sunlight and shadow throughout the year. During the brief Arctic summer, when the sun barely dips below the horizon, the region is bathed in perpetual daylight, a phenomenon known as the midnight sun. This constant illumination fuels a burst of life, as microscopic algae bloom beneath the ice, providing sustenance for a complex food web. The midnight sun, however, is a fleeting spectacle. As winter approaches, the days grow shorter and the nights longer, until the sun disappears entirely below the horizon for several months. During this period of perpetual darkness, known as the polar night, the Laptev Sea enters a state of dormancy. The ice thickens, temperatures plummet, and many marine animals migrate south to warmer waters. This dramatic cycle of light and darkness has profound effects on the Laptev Sea's ecosystem, influencing the timing of biological events such as phytoplankton blooms, zooplankton migrations, and fish spawning. These events, in turn, affect the movements and behavior of larger animals, such as seals, walruses, and polar bears, which rely on the sea's bounty for their survival. The Laptev Sea plays a vital role in the global climate system. Its icy waters contribute to the global thermohaline circulation, transporting heat around the planet. The Laptev Sea also acts as a carbon sink, absorbing carbon dioxide. However, its role is changing as the Arctic warms. Melting ice and changing currents alter its ability to regulate temperatures. These changes contribute to rising sea levels and altered weather patterns. Understanding these interactions is crucial for predicting climate impacts. The Laptev Sea reminds us of the urgent need for collective action. The Laptev Sea, a remote outpost in the high Arctic, is on the front lines of climate change. This once pristine wilderness is now experiencing the dramatic effects of a warming planet. The rapid decline of sea ice is the most visible and alarming change. As global temperatures rise, driven by human activities, the Arctic is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet. This amplified warming, known as Arctic amplification, is due to a number of factors, including the loss of sea ice, which reflects sunlight back into space, and the increased absorption of solar radiation by the darker ocean water. The consequences of this warming are profound. The Laptev Sea's ice cover is now shrinking at an alarming rate. The summer sea ice minimum has declined dramatically in recent decades, reaching record lows in recent years. This loss of sea ice has cascading effects on the entire Arctic ecosystem, from microscopic algae to apex predators like the polar bear. The shrinking ice cover of the Laptev Sea has dire consequences for the iconic polar bear. Polar bears rely on sea ice for hunting seals, their primary food source. They use the ice to travel, find mates, and raise their young. As the ice melts earlier and freezes later, polar bears face a shrinking hunting ground. With less time to hunt, they spend more time on land, where food is scarce. This leads to malnutrition and increased conflict with humans. The Laptev Sea's polar bear population is at risk due to rapid ice loss. The loss of sea ice impacts the Laptev Sea's marine ecosystem. More sunlight leads to earlier and larger phytoplankton blooms. These blooms disrupt the delicate balance of the food web. The Laptev Sea, despite its remoteness, is not immune to the impacts of human activities far beyond its icy shores. Pollution from industrial activities, agricultural runoff, and the burning of fossil fuels is transported to the Arctic by winds and ocean currents, where it accumulates in the food web and poses a threat to marine life. Persistent organic pollutants, or POPs, such as DDT and PCBs, are of particular concern. These chemicals, once widely used in pesticides and industrial processes, are now banned in many countries, but persist in the environment for decades. POPs accumulate in the fatty tissues of animals, reaching high levels in top predators like polar bears, seals, and seabirds. These chemicals can impair immune function, disrupt hormone systems, and cause reproductive problems in wildlife. The Laptev Sea is also vulnerable to oil and gas exploration and extraction activities, which are increasing in the Arctic as sea ice retreats and new shipping routes open up. Oil spills, a constant risk in these icy waters, can have devastating effects on marine life, coating birds and mammals with oil, suffocating fish, and damaging sensitive coastal habitats. The future of the Laptev Sea, like the entire Arctic, is uncertain. Climate change depends on our choices today. Continuing our current path means dramatic changes, profound implications for ecosystems and people. But there is still hope. International agreements aim to limit warming. Research informs conservation efforts. Local communities advocate for protection. The Laptev Sea reminds us of our planet's interconnectedness. Collective action is urgently needed. The fate of this realm hangs in the balance, a testament to human impact on nature. In the face of unprecedented environmental change, a dedicated cadre of scientists is working tirelessly to understand and protect the fragile ecosystem of the Laptev Sea. These modern-day explorers, braving harsh conditions and logistical challenges, are the Sentinels of the Arctic, their research providing crucial insights into the impacts of climate change and informing conservation efforts. One of the key areas of focus is the monitoring of sea ice. Using a combination of satellite imagery, aerial surveys, and on-the-ground observations, scientists are tracking the extent, thickness, and movement of sea ice in the Laptev Sea. This data is essential for understanding the pace of ice loss and its implications for marine life, particularly iconic species like the polar bear, which rely on the ice for hunting, breeding, and raising their young. Another area of intense research is the study of permafrost, the layer of permanently frozen soil that underlies much of the Arctic. As temperatures rise, permafrost is thawing, releasing methane, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. Scientists are working to quantify these methane emissions and understand their potential impact on the global climate system. Section 2. Charting the Unknown. Despite decades of research, much of the Laptev Sea remains unexplored, its depths concealing mysteries yet to be unraveled. To fill these knowledge gaps, scientists are embarking on ambitious expeditions to map the seabed, study deep-sea ecosystems, and collect data on the physical and chemical properties of the water column. Using advanced technologies, such as sonar mapping and remotely operated vehicles, scientists are creating detailed maps of the Laptev Sea's seabed, revealing its hidden topography, underwater canyons, ridges, and plains. These maps are providing insights into the geological history of the region and helping to identify areas of ecological significance. ROVs, equipped with high-definition cameras and sampling devices, are allowing scientists to explore the deep waters of the Laptev Sea, revealing a world rarely seen by human eyes. These expeditions are discovering new species, documenting the behavior of deep-sea creatures, and collecting samples to study the effects of pollution and climate change on these remote ecosystems. Section 3. Guardians of a Frozen World. Conservation efforts in the Laptev Sea are focused on protecting the region's unique biodiversity and mitigating the impacts of human activities. International agreements, such as the Convention on Biological Diversity, provide a framework for cooperation among nations to conserve Arctic species and their habitats. One of the key challenges is to balance the needs of local communities, who rely on the Laptev Sea for subsistence hunting and fishing, with the need to protect vulnerable species. Co-management agreements involving indigenous communities, government agencies, and scientists are being developed to ensure that resource use is sustainable and that traditional knowledge is incorporated into conservation planning. Another challenge is to address the transboundary nature of pollution in the Arctic. Pollutants from industrialized nations far to the south are transported to the Arctic by winds and ocean currents, where they accumulate in the food web and pose a threat to wildlife. International cooperation is essential to reduce emissions of these pollutants at their source and to develop strategies for cleaning up existing contamination. Section 4. A Global Responsibility. The Laptev Sea, while geographically remote, is intricately connected to the rest of the planet. The changes occurring in this icy realm, driven by global climate change, have far-reaching consequences, influencing weather patterns, sea levels, and the global carbon cycle. Protecting the Laptev Sea, therefore, is not just a regional or national responsibility, but a global one. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions, the root cause of climate change, requires a concerted effort from all nations. This includes transitioning to cleaner sources of energy, improving energy efficiency, and promoting sustainable consumption patterns. The Laptev Sea, a sentinel of the Arctic, serves as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet and the urgent need for collective action to address the challenges of climate change. The fate of this icy realm and the countless species that depend on it hangs in the balance, a testament to the profound impact of human actions on the natural world. Section 1. A Frozen Legacy. The Laptev Sea, a realm of icy grandeur, stands at a crossroads. Its fate, linked to the global climate system, hangs in the balance. The challenges are daunting, yet efforts to protect it offer hope. The shrinking ice cover, warming waters, and pollutants remind us of the urgent need for action. Reducing emissions and transitioning to cleaner energy are moral obligations. The Laptev Sea deserves our respect and commitment to its preservation. Its fate, like the planet's, rests in our hands.